Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Earlier this year, Chris and I, we planned a trip to Scotland to visit his mom in September. In June, we learned that his mother, she had this heart condition where her doctor didn't allow her to fly, to go on long distance flights. So Chris spontaneously suggested, why don't we have two ceremonies, one in Scotland and one in California? And I said, of course. It was exciting. I haven't been to Scotland before, and I was looking forward to the trip, but also now we're going to get married there. So we had 3 months to plan a wedding ceremony. And we did all of this from California. So while we were planning for the wedding ceremony, we thought it would be a good idea to reach out to our married friends. And our question to them was, if you could redo your wedding again, what would you do differently? So we had two common answers. The first one would be to elope and just get married in the court and save a lot of money. The second answer was to make it their own, because what they realized when they were planning their wedding, they wanted to satisfy so many people and make the wedding about others, but actually they didn't remember it was just for them and their partner, a celebration for themselves. So the second option resonated with us because we wanted to have a meaningful wedding that represented our values. So in Scotland, you had 3 options to legally get married. The first option was to go to the registrar office. And you go there, you sign some papers, and you're legally married. The second option is you could get married in a church. Or the third option, you could select a location of your choice. And the third one, Chris and I, we already had a place in mind. And we wanted to get married at the Getty's house. And this is in Nairn, about 10 minutes north of Inverness. So if you wanted to get legally married at a place of your choice, you needed someone who could legally perform weddings. So you could have someone from the registrar office come on site, and they just say a few words, and then you're married. Or you can have a humanist celebrant come on site, and they're flexible in making the wedding ceremony unique to you and your partner. So for the ceremony, we decided on 4 wedding ceremony rituals. So the 4 is warming the rings, candles, hand fasting, or also known as tying the knot, and also the quake. So for warming the rings, we wanted to involve our guests. So Chris and I, we placed our rings in a little bag and we passed it around to everyone so each person could have a moment and give a wish or a thought. So later when Chris and I exchanged rings, we would carry all the good thoughts and wishes with us. Now for the second wedding ceremony ritual, there are 3 candles. So 2 of the candles on the left and the right represents Chris and I as separate individuals. And the 3rd candle in the middle is known as the marriage candle. So for marriage, it's a time where 2 families become one. So we had Chris's mom, Mary, and my sister, Michelle, representing each side of the family, and they would lit the candles on our behalf to give their blessings. And then later, Chris and I would light the 3rd candle to represent our union in marriage. Now for the 3rd one, it's called hand fasting, but also known as tying the knot, and it's a symbol traditionally used in wedding ceremonies in Celtic as well as other ceremonies. And here you can see that one hand is bound to represent that we're entering marriage willingly, and the second hand is free to represent, although we're one in marriage, we also respect one another's individuality. And for the 4th ceremonial ritual, It's called a quaich. So it's a sharing of a cup in ancient traditions. In Scotland, the quaich is traditionally a wooden, two-handled drinking cup. During a wedding ceremony, two people are agreeing to share the cup of life, as well as its sorrows and joys, and to understand and to support each other. And during the I do's, we thought we would be unconventional. Instead of just traditionally say I do, we said R as the sign of yes. So a wedding is a major life event, and for most, it happens once. If you are planning a wedding, my advice to you is to remember the wedding is for you and your partner, a celebration of your commitment and love and respect to one another. And it's not simply the wedding is for your friends or parents or guests, it's to signify your union. So let it symbolize your values and your personalities, and most importantly, have fun. Thank you.
That was beautiful. We could have another minute on